Test, 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 test. All right. Okay. I am here, at least for now. Good evening. I'm Dr. Samuel Lombardo, the Executive Director, CEO, Concierge Agent of SL Models and Talent Agency, LLC. And I am excited, for sure, for tonight's topic. It's not going to be as bad as I anticipate it to be. It will step on a couple or two, so I mainly want to be joyous about it, be a little bit more friendly about it, and to let you guys know that, I do have a heart and there is an understanding, but at the same time, there is some tough love. So I want to provide that tough love that I would share with you, at least regarding SL Models and Talent Agency. But before I start, if you had not subscribed, please subscribe at SL Models and Talent Agency, LLC. That is the gold icon with the red ring around it. You will see me there. Right now, there are shows that are both on Facebook and YouTube. So a lot of y'all are seeing me on Facebook and saying, well, I don't need to follow you on YouTube if you're there. And then some folks say that I don't have a YouTube, and I just say, well, go do some work and add a YouTube channel. But no, in all honesty, we like to do other shows as well that would be on YouTube, and I'm going to start lining everything up so that everything doesn't get all mixed up and you will be able to stay focused. Okay. If you would like to support a Community Stars program in the SLMTA community, you could do so at www.patreon.com/SLMTA. That is much appreciated. We thank you for those who have supported. We are getting a lot of support on that web address. Yeah, there we go. And we are also, believe it or not, it looks to be that the Spring Fling Extravaganza is picking up. We are seeing some submissions coming through. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. There are some very, very beautiful submissions that came in, and we are excited, and we cannot wait to showcase those when they do. We are going to be doing a press release with us, okay? And then we're going to be doing a couple of other small things that are not YouTube or social media related. And we are also going to be going through major cities to radio stations to see about presenting the Spring Fling there as well. And it's a very easy website. You cannot miss it. It's slmta.submittable.com/submit. Very simple. Very simple. Nothing much to remember. All you have to remember is how to spell submittable. SUMBITTABLE.com. Okay. Anyway, as I'm in such giggles today, I could almost see where this show is going to be going, but it's going to be a lively show, let me tell you. Very important information. So Spring Fling is only $100 now to actually submit. We have listened to you on the poll that we've had all the first week, and so we are starting to see the answers, and the submissions are flying over like crazy. Also, we have mother agencies coming in. Some of them are learning just from the YouTube or from me just advertising via, um, social media. A lot of stuff is happening. We also have our Twitch account, which is twitch.com/SLMTA, and that's growing like wildfire, a speaker account. If you didn't know about that, we do prime times on speaker on Tuesday and Thursday starting next week. We'll be doing them on YouTube on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays with YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram family. But on Tuesday and Thursdays, it's all about prophecy. It's not even an SLMTA thing. I basically talk about world affairs and how the prophecies actually are in line and what we need to know and the visions that God portrays to me to let the world know, because none of those visions have yet failed me at all. And that goes for, say, just one simple person all the way up to world events and even beyond. So, and there are some things that are important. So if you want to know more about that subject, then you want to go to speaker.com/SLMTA. And then you can get a lot of information there, because we get millions of people. In fact, I started advertising the Spring Fling Extravaganza, and it's popping. Oh my goodness. I just don't know how to explain it, but it is popping. And what we have decided to do is we are going to send special invites to affiliates, because there are some people, and that's what we're gonna talk about tonight. This whole thing about scams and who's a scam and what's a scam and excuses. But I'm gonna tell you tonight who the real scam is, okay? I'm gonna tell you tonight who the real scam is. Yes, indeed. Now, if you hear me out, you will know that I'm actually joking, but at the same time, I am going to literally be sending you tough love. All right. And sometimes some of us within the agencies, we need to do that. We need to be on the subject line of tough love. You cannot allow dreamers or wannabes to feed on your fear, because that's what they feed off of. And then they want to go into the reverse, okay, and actually classify all kinds of things and all that. So if they're playing a game, then, you play with them to a T. I'm not saying that you're going to play the same game. But what I'm saying is that we're just going to have to show a little bit more tough love. And that also goes with the work, because there are some businesses out there like BBB. I help them every so often kind of give them the verbiage of what a training agency is, what a mother agency is, and all of that. So I think what I'm going to do is, this is going to be the last night, the very last night, that I'm going to be stuck on a topic that would be sounding like a negative, but really I want to turn it into a positive, because we got a whole lot of other topics to talk about. And this is the one that's going to step on these wannabes' toes. In other words, this subject matter is going to be one that's going to be like, get in or get out, because we do not have time for wannabes. And that's basically what wannabes are. I want to be this, I want to be that. Well, I'm going to say it like it is, okay? You want to be something, then the only way you're going to do it is by default. Get out there and do it. All right, I'm here for the long term. I'm not here for the short term. You want to go smile in a photo, that's fine. There are a bunch of kiddie shops that could do that. I'm here for the long term. I'm here to give you a brand. I'm here to build you up. We know what you need. but you're going to have to figure out how you're going to come to those terms to do it. Okay. So there's going to be a lot of tough love out there tonight. All right. Well, and again, the real question, who is the scam? All right. So without further ado, linked in the comments, also in YouTube, if you follow me on YouTube, if you look at the actual thing there, you also, one of our big sponsors is Webull. Webull is one of the big sponsors, and you can click on that link and actually set yourself up. And then within 30 days, deposit $100 or more into the account, you will be able to get up to $1,600 worth of free stocks per stock. And you could get up to, I think it said 8 to 10 stocks. And so there you go with that, with our sponsor, with Webull. Patreon is also another one of our sponsors, patreon.com. Where we have our /SLMTA involved with that. That's where you can support the SLMTA Community Stars community, okay? And we have many people that are supporting that at this point in time. So thank you very much for that. And our channel is growing. It's growing. I see it varying every once in a while. I guess it really depends on the topic and subject matters and whatnot. Tonight's going to be a little bit touchy. I'm not going to lie. It's going to be a bit touchy, but I don't want to bore the real people out there. So I want to make it a little bit, while it's touchy, I want to make it a little bit fun. Okay. So that's where we are at right now. Now, if you're the one that's sitting in a chair, because I'm going to go right into this, there's a lot to talk about. If you're the one sitting in the chair and you are asking questions like, does that agency have clients? When was the last time they booked a show? Who was booked? Who's on your roster? Now, if you heard me in other segments, right, that I was doing for hours on end, okay, I've been talking about what questions, who asks what questions, and how to ask them. And when you are actually, if you are actually someone looking for an agency that is going to work for you, some of the questions that you would be asking are things like, you know, could you give me an example of a client or something like that? Now, clients, they would typically ask things like, who have you booked? How often do you book? Do you have anyone on your roster that's bookable? You know, things like that, like, because they're looking for somebody or what have you. So they want to know who's on the roster. But you don't normally have a dreamer coming up to you asking, who's on your roster? I'd like to know. It could be you, but I don't know why you would be asking that question. I get a little stumbled when that happens. Now, maybe I'm a little bit wrong. Some of you could fix me on this, okay? And I'm talking about real people that actually know the industry. I'm not talking about wannabes that don't know nothing about the industry. If you want to prove to me otherwise, so what I'm saying is actually not making sense, or it's not clear to you, then definitely put it in the comment section down below. I would really like to hear your factual story behind what should be what. But what a person that is looking for an agency, what they are going to be looking for is not so much about asking questions about budgets and do you have this, do you have that? They're going to be looking more on a way of what their potential is for booking. So if you typically ask the right questions, they would be revolving around booking issues, not who it is, what it is, or anything like that, because then my question comes up, and believe me, I do ask it a lot. And my one question that I ask is, who are you? Now, you might have already told me who I am, or who you are, I mean. But that's not what I'm asking. When I say, who are you? I'm asking you, what do you think you are? So I want you to understand that very, very clearly, that you need to know the right questions. Now, I will tell you this much. Now I'm talking tough love. The tough love is that not only will I ask that question, but I will just simply say, thank you. It was nice meeting you. Have a wonderful day. Because we already are seeing that you think that you know enough about the industry. So my assumption is that you could just go out there and get booked right tomorrow and you'll be fine. And that's what I'm leaving it as. Like, you don't need an agency to help you out, or to work with you or whatever. So I don't want to waste time on an irregular doing regular work. It doesn't make sense. So my tough love to you is, have a wonderful day. When you are ready to be coachable and you know what questions you're going to ask me, then come back and visit. Okay? I don't even stay on the phone longer than 3 minutes anymore, literally. I've had 20 people in a row call me up while I was in meetings or whatever, and they will ask these kind of questions, and I don't even sit on there to answer them, because I don't need to answer them. It is to be very honest, it is none of your business. What you need to worry about is whether or not you can become bookable. That's what we need to know, okay? Are you bookable to the clients? So we try it. Now, the one good thing about SLMTA, which we've always said, is you have options with SLMTA. I'm sure there's a couple other agencies out there are realizing it, and they provide options as well. But it seems as if every option that an agency has, even if we could offer it free, this wannabe stands up and thinks that they know it all. And I'm here to tell you, you don't know nothing. That's why you're standing up there like you know it all. So the only thing that you know is the same stories that everybody else is sharing, which are the same old wannabes that can't do it themselves. So I'm just trying to kill the argument head on. That's what I'm doing. That's what tonight is just shoot down the argument now, because I'm tired of hearing the same blah, blah, blah. Okay, the same bull crap over and over again. And then I hear the other one. I love this one. Oh, well, you know, like the parents, right? Like, say I ask someone to work for the agency. They'll come up with a lie, and I know that it's a lie. Why? Because I can tell the difference. I read right between the lips when they're talking. I'll get them telling me, oh, well, some parents come to me, right, and ask me questions about, like, do you know what this agency is, for example? And like, did they book anyone? Did they what this? Or did they do that? Now, mind you, I had to play a little bit of a game, because at that point I had people actually saying that in truth as a fact, because I was new. So they were going to use me being new as an excuse to try to say, well, don't pay any attention, it's a scam. Well, hello, then that means that any other business, good luck you trying to start a business, because every time that you know, karma smacks people in the face really bad. they get smacked in the face really, really bad. Do you know that the same people that will sit there and say they are new, don't believe them, it's not worth it, they're a scam, are the same people that will try opening businesses themselves, going through the same situation, and then they don't get nobody and they can't even make ends meet. Literally. That's what you call karma 2-timing right there. And I'm here to give you tough love. Okay, I'm here to tell you that while you're trying to convince me about every single thing that people could tell me that why I'm a scam, I'm here to answer your question of who the real scam is. I'm here to tell you who the real scam is. I'm here to tell you what a scam is. I'm going to answer that question for you. I didn't answer it yet. I'm implying it, okay? Get ready for the thesis statement coming up. You might have to watch all the way to the end. All right. So then there are these parents, right? Oh, well, my daughter is the most beautiful thing ever. Oh, you better not dare, blah, blah, blah. Oh, my son's the cutest thing ever on the earth. And that might be true. You may have the most beautiful daughter, the most cutest son on earth. I'm not going to lie. That's your earth. That's not my earth. Okay. When my son and my daughter grows up, of course, yeah, they're going to be beautiful ones too on earth. We all have them. They're all beautiful. Okay. We're all beautiful one way or the other, right? We are. I love that. Thank you, Lord Jesus, for making us unique. I appreciate that. So we're all unique. We're all beautiful in our own way. But there are some of us that are so egotistical and we think that we are supposed to be at the top before we start at the bottom. Whoa. What? Yeah. Go ask some of them. You think I'm the only one that's fighting through this battle? No, I'm not. No, I am not. But I'm here to tell you that I won't accept that battle. You want your beautiful person to be up there on this day? So go force some other agency to say my daughter belongs up there, and let's see what kind of collaboration you get. Okay, force it. I'd like you to go try another agency. I'm going to give you tough love. They're going to say, I'm sorry. Thank you. I really got to know you. See you later. They don't have time for that. They don't have time for your wannabe self to be sitting there trying to push who they are, push you way you are onto them to have an agency believe in them either. Yes, that kind of thing is going on where I expect you to train my daughter, and this is what my daughter needs to do. Excuse me? Your daughter is going to learn the way that she wants to learn. And if it takes her a while to learn, that's fine. If she's coachable, she's coachable. If you're not, I don't know what to tell you, which is also, oh, look at this. I gotta, okay, there, I got you. You're done. Had like a moth thingy flying around if you hadn't seen it. All right. So, folks, there are families out there. There are people out there, okay, who really think that agencies are supposed to take the slack of the others. Well, I don't have time for this. Maybe you can help me. But then they expect you to actually train them up and get them ready and everything else within a time period. And if that doesn't happen, and then they don't still reach number one, and they feel like that because they feel like they're a failure, they feel as if the agency has scammed them. Really? In fact, 9 times out of 10, and I'm going to tell you this right now, this is a fact, not even any kind of a lie. 9 times out of 10, when parents actually bring children in for their training, it's the parents, and I don't care. I know you're popping in and then you're going out because you don't like to hear the truth, and I'm going to pass the truth on tonight. Okay, I'm going to tell you the truth tonight. 9 times out of 10 is the parents that think that you're not obligated enough to do it. And because they wasted money, it's all a scam. You don't know the true story behind it. They're going to give you every kind of a story they can. Oh, yeah, you know, my daughter went to this modeling school, and then I took them out. Okay, understand this, and all of a sudden they billed me on a $14,000 bill for school, and my child had never even been there. Oh, yeah. I've been hearing all kinds of stories. Come on, folks. Give me another story. I'm ready. Wrap them up. Come on. Come on. I want to hear more stories. Give me something else that I don't know. Tell me the truth. That's the part I don't know. Tell me the truth. Tell me how it is that a company can still bill someone $14,000 when not showing up. How does that work? Do you have paper trail? Can you prove it? Because if you cannot prove that to me, then keep your mouth shut. That's my tough love for you. Because all you are is showing yourself weak and one pathetic, evil liar. So stop lying and start telling the truth. Because I'm about to spill the beans right now. That's right. Who's the scam? I'm about to spoil the beans. They're going to taste rotten in your mouth when I get done. So if you're going to tell me this agency, man, this agency scammed me. They did all of this. They did all that. And you cannot back it up. Keep your mouth shut. Slow it down. Just keep your mouth shut. It's not even worth you even arguing about it. You don't have no paper trail. Now, there are some scams out there, believe me. I know it. I know it. Let me tell you about a scam that I know about. Okay, they happen out there. Let me explain some of the real scams. You know, so if you're watching YouTube channels with the famous people out there and they're saying, well, sign up for this class today, right? Yeah. So you sign up for this class today, and you're sitting there. You see the person face to face, right? Just like you're seeing me now. You see me right now, right? But you have no way to get a hold of them. You paid for a class, and you're like, damn, I excuse my language. Sorry. I could have literally went and actually, I could have just went to a bookstore or whatever, got a book and actually researched it. And I had to spend $900 to sit here and listen to you? Well, you know, but then you can't get a hold of them. Like, well, what was the benefit of this? What do you want me to do? You're promising me that I could be from 1,000 to 20,000 overnight, huh? Well, guess what? I wasn't 1,000 to 20,000. What do I got to do? Spend another $1,000 on you to tell you that? No, I'm not going to do that. Well, that's a scam. Okay. Another example of a scam. Oh, go out there. We're going to have you recruit this, and this, right? And then you're sitting there, and by the end of the week, it's like, because you didn't do nothing. Well, I don't need you. Get rid of you. Okay, but what about the time that I spent to do the recruiting? So this is the lack of, now this is what we call what looks like a scam, but it has not been brought to your face in the forefront. Some agencies have trouble with this, where they cannot keep employees. They're asking them to recruit. Now, on the other hand, I flat out tell them, now they could refuse a job, that's fine. They can go ahead and refuse it. But they cannot say that I'm a liar, that I've scammed them. But real scams will purposely say you're going to get paid this, you're going to get that, it's going to look like this, and everything's going to be all good. And then guess what? And at the end of the day, you find out that you never got paid any of it, and they were just using you to recruit. They probably got all kinds of people lined up to be signed, but it didn't do anything for you. There's no paper trail of you even submitting anybody. Yeah, they'll give you some makeup number from some ID card or whatever, if you're even lucky to get that, or they'll give you a business card that only have their name and phone number and all that on it, but it'll give you your number of what it is. But they change people every week, so they wouldn't even know the difference between who was who. It would just be the same number on a card to represent somebody that actually recruited you. It's all that, to me, that would be fake. Okay, so there are things that are fake out there, yes. But when an agency like me, I'm telling you, I'm not going to pay you a base pay. I'm telling you straight up what you're going to get. And like agents within an agency knows that true, real agencies, they get paid by commissions. So if you're going to run your mouth about, this is for individuals who are doing this, okay? If you're going to run your mouth about, I know this client, I know that client, and I'm going to do this, and I could do it like that, but then they're expecting you to like go and shovel up some dollar bill. So maybe you don't. First of all, real agents know what the law is and why it's important that they are getting paid by commission. It's not even a detail. It's not something that says that you have. Now you have someone that I have dealt with this with a family where I've actually explained about how agents get paid by commission. And then they were trying their best, and finally someone broke loose and said, well, yeah, no, it's true. Like you could get paid up to $500 an hour or whatever. Do you know what agents actually get paid up to $500 an hour when it comes to that? It's usually photographers through fashion spreads. They are looking for scouts to go out. It's like finder's fees, really, is what it's called. So they're out there, they're scouting out where they can do shoots. They're scouting out who would look good for that photo, and they take test photos to bring back to that client. All kinds of stuff that they do, but they get paid that hourly wage. Not an actual agent within an agency, okay? We're talking about someone that may be in an advertising agency that might work as a photographer, or someone who is a recruiter for an advertising agency or a magazine spread or something like that, that is actually going out and scouting and doing some work, okay? That's who actually gets paid that kind of money. And even now, that's even just a dream. Those that used to get paid those $500 an hour is not the same today after pre-pandemic era. So a lot of stuff is changing. It's the wannabes that are sitting there trying to figure out how they're going to force somebody to go ahead and pay them. You know what we tell them? Go pee in a bucket if you own one. That's literally what is said. But I'm actually being very honest. I'm just telling you straightforward. Okay. So, how do you become real in this business then? You're probably asking. Okay. Like you're saying all this other stuff. So now how do you become real? Like any other business, okay? Now, some of you actually know that what entails in business is a lot of work, a lot of investing, etc. Okay, and unfortunately, because the performing arts is a creative art, it is very truthful that it's going to take you some very wild investments to make it happen. And if you don't have it and you're focused on your living situation, then you have to figure out how to double that up so that your investment could work for the business. Otherwise, you are going to take the easy way out. And that's exactly what happens with wannabes in the creative business. They're like, well, I have to, for example, here's the true scams if you want to know. I'm implying it to you guys now. If you're the type of person that's out there saying, I don't have time, I'm working, I'm building a business, my cousin just rolled over her toe and I'm at the hospital, and then this and that, the other thing is going on. I have a business and I don't know if I'm going to even be able to keep it or whatever the case may be. So I'm too busy, I'm not going to be able to do it. But yet, let's say you signed with SLMTA. Let's just say that you did. We're using it as an example. Well, at some point, somewhere along the line, the more negative that you get in your life, the more harder it's actually going to get for you to get your creative life together. And if you don't have any creativity, which you want to have, okay, if you don't have creativity, then what happens is you're only depending on the logic part of your mind, which is probably most of the reason behind why you're actually not getting anywhere. Because what happens with the logic part, while some people think that logic is logic, I'm here to tell you that that is the most falsified statement ever. What it really is, it implies perfection, which is why a lot of people assume that they have to do it like this. They assume and then they expect it to be the norm. And if it's not the norm and it doesn't fit their expectation, then they're not doing it. And that's basically what happens. Now, with that being said, is the whole reason why business is not for everyone. And if business isn't for everyone, then you have to second guess whether or not you're even you have to think for a minute. I'm not here to deprive someone from doing what they are doing. I'm here to let you know that you got to get out of dreamer's mode and get into reality. That's what this message is about. Because there are a lot of agencies out there that are willing to train you. They are willing to show you the way. Some of them are even sacrificing time, not even money, to be able to help you. The least that you could do is follow directions instead of making your own crap up. And if you can't do that, then it is not for you. Then there is this other side effect. I hear it a whole lot. Well, if I gotta spend, say, like $1,000 to get photos done, and you're not going to be booking me, then why would I want to invest in something that you're not going to be able to provide? Right? Now, okay, let me back that up. The question makes a whole lot of sense. But the theory behind it does not. Their expectation is that I'm going to spend $1,000 to go ahead and get a photo. Now, again, I'm only using this as an example, but this does happen. I'm going to spend $1,000 to get my portfolio done. I expect that I'm going to get booked next week, right? Because I got my portfolio done. I don't know. Have you provided anything to like, I've even mentioned this to people in my life that started businesses. What have you done? Did you advertise your business? Do people know about where you are? Do you have an online sector of it? What are you like? What are the different things that you could do? And the thing is that because that became too much and there was no light, basically it was just easy to just run away. So then you drop the business or whatever. See, I can't do that. I've put a lot of investment in SLMTA, which is why I could tell you that SLMTA is not nowhere near a scam. Okay. We are real. You can get a hold of me. I'm all over Facebook. Okay. You don't have to hide under a fake photo to talk to one of our top models. You can literally talk to me. You can call me. You can email me. Everything is there. I'm talking straight up to you, even if it's tough love right now. Okay. The only one that's fake is you coming up with the most sob stories that you can find. And if it doesn't work in your favor, what's the best? What is the thing that could happen? Oh, well, let me see. You know, they are filled with jealousy and envy. And the jealousy is, well, let me see how I'm going to close their doors. And they think that they have it right on the nose. Like, okay, if I do this, well, then they'll be for the short term. But here's the thing. SLMTA has been virtual because of the pandemic. I could literally close every single office legitimately, and people will still know SLMTA because I am at a home office doing real business still, and I'm all over the internet. Okay. It's just that the office is there and it's available for face-to-face interactions if needed. But I'm not getting rid of internet because the way I see it is that it broadens the idea of what the business can do. But if you are in Grand Rapids area and you want to meet with me face-to-face, then I could schedule a time. And I would go up there and I will do that. But I'm not going to sit there and waste time with wannabes. I'm not going to sit there and hear about how beautiful you are. I want to hear about how bookable you're going to be. You are the business and you have to be able to showcase yourself. This is why I believe that Instagram and Facebook, not so much. Nothing against you, Facebook. But Instagram, there are people out there that actually do look good. They are model material. And I will go on Instagram. Before, I used to have a clause in there that said, like, you know, now we just have it for those who try to fake other people, to try to become models and get money, but not actually show up. Well, we don't do that no more. So we monitor that faction of it, but we will actually email, hey, would you like to collaborate a contract with SLMTA on Instagram? Why? Because I could see the potential. But we only look at what is real. We don't look at the fake crap. We don't look at filtered photos. So we don't look at the we don't look at someone laying in bed with the underwear on or any of that crap. We look at basically the full person, the full view, even if they're standing outside in the front yard and they got a nice look, presenting, professional, whatever. That's what we look at. And it is a job, folks. It is a job. Now, you're probably thinking, well, what job would actually tell you to invest in them to get paid? It doesn't go that way. Your job is when you are actually getting booked. You are supposed to be the client for the client. We are the ones that would be like consultants to you. So you would be paying us to actually do it. Now, when it comes to bookings, yes, it's like a employment agency. You get paid by a certain time or whatever that is set in the contract, boom, right? That kind of thing. But it doesn't mean that you just sit there and look sexy and then it's over. That ain't how it works. You actually have to take that sexiness and actually sell yourself. You have to show these clients that you are ready to be booked. Not just sitting there hiding behind, I don't know what. I mean, I don't know what you're hiding behind, but if you are that good, then do it. And then what even makes it worse is that we have the opportunities, but then I hear I don't have time to do it. Seriously, I don't have time to do it. Well, guess what? I don't have time to sit there and hear about your time. So I have to keep rolling. I'm sorry. Oh, what? I'm a scam because you didn't get booked for something you didn't have time for? I'm sorry. Okay, y'all getting a hint now? Y'all know who the scam is, right? See, for a long time, and investors are actually catching on to this, believe me. Ask someone like Kevin O'Leary, they'll tell you. But you know what? I'm up in the face. I'm going to tell you straight up. All right. So investors know this, but for a very, very long time, it has always been the agencies in trouble for being scams when it was actually the other way around. Why do you think investors say, I'm not going to waste my time on up and coming? I need to be able to see the value. Because what they're basically saying is you need to prove yourself as a business, as a brand. You are who you are. And, you know, you are the one who is going to get booked. This is what the clients want. They are willing to pay $1,000 for someone who can really do it, not some fake person that says, yeah, well, maybe I could do it. If you're fake, then just take you and your fake phony things and ship them somewhere, but not inside of an office where they're trying to do real business. I'm sorry, this is tough love tonight, folks. Hear the truth or run away. It don't matter to me. This is the end of the era of me worrying about who a scam is, because I know who the real scam artist is. The real scam artist, again, the word deception is in there, okay? And the only way you could deceive someone is if you're going to sit there and lie to us about what you have done, but then not even show up for anything that you want to do. So who would be the scam artist? You tell me. The one that's actually trying to get you booked, even though that you might have spent a few $1,000s to do something? Or is it actually the one that's sitting there pretending that they were something, and they can't, no matter what they do, they still lose foot on how to do it? So you know what? I would rather you not spend your money and not be fake than to be fake, spend your money, and then think that you're going to try to blame some agency for a fake situation. Be real. That's it. The money is real, so you should be real. All right. Now I'm gonna love you guys. Man, I hated you for a whole 50 minutes. Now I'm gonna love you guys. Wow. Boy, do I switch my attitude real fast, huh? I'm okay. Here's the love that I want to give you. If you can be real, if you can show yourself being a brand, if you don't understand what a brand is and you are open and being coachable, SLMTA is here for you. SLMTA has options for you. I'm going to let you know right now, Community Stars does not promise booking. So do not expect a booking. Could it happen? It may. But I'm not going to sit here and say that you're going to get a booking. You need to know you first. You need to know if you even have what it takes to be in it. It doesn't make sense to sit there, but we're not going to invest other people's time and all that. So it is going to take some monetary value. You're going to have to pay for something, unfortunately. And that is the schooling, the coaching. You're going to need to know what it is to really be in the industry. Even if you're a wannabe and you were just like, man, I didn't realize it was all of this. Well, at least that's breaking you in, okay? And then you still have the choice whether or not you want to do it. Because here's the thing. Before you graduate, before we even send you to convention, we have you signing a paper that says, do you think that you are prepared and ready to take the next step? Now, there are three options right there. One is, do you think you need more training in certain area? Now, does that mean that you have to spend a whole lot of money through the Community Stars program again to do it? No, it doesn't mean that. But it will mean that you may have to pay something. There is something that you still may need training for. Then there's the other option. I'm not really prepared for convention this year, but I'd like to go next year. Well, then that lets us know right away, right in the forefront, how we even bill you, so that you don't even have to worry about any additional fee for something that you're not going to do. Okay. And then the last one would simply be that you did everything that you possibly could, but it seemed as if nothing still worked for you. Then you're going to have to then you will have to sign that you hold us harmless for your loss because you knew that you were coming in for an education program that basically states that you are looking to become and build a brand. Because the whole reason why this is expensive, for some of you, you say it's expensive. The reason that it is expensive as it is, like $7,000, $8,000 or whatever for a year, is because we actually add the branding to it. We actually give you month access to marketing, everything. A lot of stuff that other agencies would not do, but they will build up a brand. They will show you how to do it. But what we would be doing is actually bringing you in and actually doing it. But we're not going to do, you have two options. You could either pay it like it is up front, or you can go ahead and figure it out yourself. But I'm going to tell you, either way, you're going to have the money. All right. So that's the only tough love I got for you on that. But that is the three options that you have as a dreamer. We cannot sign anybody up that is a wannabe that is not bookable. We've already been told by several clients about things that specifics need to work on and different things like that. That's understandable. All right. Some of you, I'm still waiting for portfolios. Other of you are asking, why do I need one? It doesn't make sense. So I have other ones saying, oh, so now you went back to that now I need a portfolio, even though you said I didn't or whatever. And I'm sitting there like, well, I'm giving you all these options. But at the same point in time, I also have to tell you that nothing could be done for nothing. You either have to do something about it or just get out of it and stop rolling around in dirt. You're only dirtying yourself more because your truth's going to come out. The real liar is the one who's going to be sitting around spreading the lies, okay, while the agency's sitting there laughing at you. We're still here. Nothing is going to stop me from existing at all, even unless there is a specific thing, a real actual thing. Now, that's why I said that you would have to show actual facts. There are some folks that would literally say certain things about agencies. Now, this isn't about us, but, you know, they don't realize that we know certain agencies. And they'll say things like, I've spent this kind of money to do this, and I'm sitting here, it's been a couple of years, and I haven't been booked yet. Now, I know that I've at least known a few of the agencies that I know, actual mother agencies, that is, for at least a couple of years. And I've seen where they were advertising, even they sent me stuff asking if there was anybody to fulfill role. So like it was a finder's scenario. And I'm sitting there like, this doesn't make any sense how they're just talking this trash. This is actual trash. This is faker than press on nails, let me tell you. Too fake for me. I dropped the bomb real fast. I said, no, I'm sorry, I can't sign you. But if you're actually already talking bad about an agency that actually really gave our agency, the work, and you're going to talk about that agency? No, I'm not signing you. Go back to that agency. Stop hopping around different places, thinking that you're going to, and you know what I said? I said, apparently, you actually had not grown completely. I'm pretty sure this is one that probably went back. I wouldn't doubt it because I flat out said, you know what, for our programs, you are going to be taking a year of very vigorous education, and it's $9,500. I said, okay, well, if you ain't got time for that, then unfortunately we don't have time for you. Because you do not have the right credential to be able to handle any kind of the work. But our clients are looking for regulars, not irregulars. And then she just basically flew the coop. I don't know what happened. Well, I wouldn't doubt if that's the person hiding behind a cat and a dog photo talking about whatever they wanted to talk about. But the reality is that we've never taken any money from anyone. I just flat out said what the cost of that particular program was going to be in the Community Stars program. And now it's going to be a year in the program. It's an actual educational program. It's not it's not one of those where I'm sitting there for 6 weeks, 2 hours a night to actually explain to you certain things. You actually are going to be learning things. You're going to be learning entertainment law. You're going to be learning the production of things. You will be learning how to market yourself, the marketing process, even a little bit of investment 101. I mean, all kinds of things that you're going to be learning, including the thorough work that you need to know about keeping your beauty, keeping your weight in shape, all those different things, right? For being a model, what types of things that you would be using, how to dress for success, what kind of real attitudes that you need, how to be coachable and everything. I mean, everything along the lines and anything off the line and hanging through the line is going to be in this thing. And then it ends with a beautiful ceremony. Before that, you get to go to an actual convention. And you get to sit in front of all kind of other agencies and other clients, worldwide and national. But we don't just put wannabes in that convention. I'm telling you that right now, folks. This is SLMTA talking. I don't know about other agencies out there, but we're not going to put irregular in regular business. We're not. I don't care how you want to define it. You must be coachable. You must understand what it means to be in the industry. I'm not talking about all that other bull crap baloney stuff, you know, which is why we are developing a union. And there are other agencies that want to start guilds to try to help the different models and whatnot, and to get them more booking process and everything. Those things are happening, and they will happen very, very shortly. They're coming soon. At least I know that the union that I'm starting is coming soon. But this is definitely, this kind of garbage of who is scamming who is only coming from the true scam. Because any real person that is coachable, even knowledgeable and is wise, will actually know that they have to go through that. So they're either going to spend $9,000 and go for a year and learn the whole entire process. So they're going to go and learn it for 4 years and have to spend $150,000. So that's up to you what kind of money you want to spend to be able to learn the same thing. Want to talk about a scam? Let's go ahead and throw the scam out there. We'll tell you what the scam is. Okay, I'm telling you right now, the SLMTA knows what it is doing. And we are way too far along to be talking about scams. We only have real scams that come to us, and we have to get rid of them. They come out like wildflies, and we got to have a net up there to catch them. Oh, yeah. So don't come to us with scam. All right. No, not everybody does that. In fact, believe it or not, the only issue that we really had was the recent one. But the reason I wanted to bring this up so that you guys are so that you understand what I'm getting at, is that I don't want you guys to be thinking about SLMTA, because I think this is going to be the last rodeo. There's already a lot of agencies out there forming. You're going to have the scam-like agencies, and I believe you're going to have the real agencies. The other agencies, they're doing what they can on a virtual level, but the pandemic really knocked them down to the ground, okay? But they are still functioning. Independent artists are becoming more independent. It's becoming something that even someone like Kevin would actually invest in. They're actually doing it. They set up a brand. Taylor Swift is a brand. Okay, it's not a wannabe thing. She is a brand. All right. So if you want to be like her, then you're going to have to deal with the coaching to be like her. Otherwise, just sit there and keep dreaming, shake it off and stop hating. All right. The way that I look at it is if you're coachable and you get rid of the first levels of coaching, then after that, because believe me when I say this, you're going to see your investment come in. But your investment, first of all, to be very honest, I honestly think that I should have an off quarter. So investment 101, that's what I think they should have. Now, some of you call investment 101, it should be 301. You're over here talking about how someone should actually invest. I'm here to tell you what you need to know how to invest before you can even talk about numbers. Because if you don't know what to invest in and how to invest in it, then you're going to be like any other wannabe and then talking down a business saying, man, they're a scam. All right. So the real scam is the one that don't know how to scam. It's the one that's sitting there trying to be what they cannot be and is jealous, envy, all this pride and ego, trying to get down on other people. So if that is you, please, please do something about it. Think about something else instead of scamming other people into believing your filthy, lying, pathetic, lying scenario, okay? Because I'm here to tell you, you need to come up with the facts. Don't just tell me, oh, somebody billed me $9,000. I want you to show me the bill for $9,000 with a modeling school that charged you. And then I want to see exactly how you could prove to me that you were kicked out. Or was it that you didn't have $9,000? See, that's going to be the truth. The truth is, did you actually have $9,000 to pay? So now you couldn't become what you want it to be. So now you actually hate it because it was so much money. Why did it have to be so much money? And now you didn't become what you want it to be. So now you can sit there and talk about how this business is a scam, when in reality, the scam was the person that was actually telling you a pathetic lie. Now, then there is the industry standards. So some of these scam artists were professional enough to have accreditation company come up with some weird policy. So about certain things that mother agencies, believe it or not, under the legality standard, state that they can do. So we have a big problem in the entertainment industry. We have accreditation companies saying certain things that cannot be done, while the legalities are saying, well, they're a mother agency or they're a training agency that is different from whatever you're talking about. But they just look at it as, well, if you're an agency, then boom. Why do you think I've been talking about the agencies going, I've been stepping on your toes as well? Not because I want you to believe that people out there think that you're a scam, but that I want you guys to understand that this is the real way to do business. If you're a mother agency, but you're a training agency, then do what SLMTA is doing. We actually have it down pat. And if anybody is going to talk against it, even if it is accreditation, okay, I'm going to tell them that that's an education program for dreamers. They want to dream or they could dream on. It don't matter to me, but that is just the way that this works. So the Community Stars program is for coachable reasons only. It's in the Dreamers division because that's what they need. It doesn't promise anything but exposure and networking. That's what it's supposed to do. And that exposure and networking could lead to the casting calls, could lead to job orders, and then eventually into booking. Now, most of us agencies already know that, but there are agencies out there that actually fake this along and they want to make it all everything. Well, I'm a mother agency that knows how to coach. Okay, well, that's great. But the only way you're going to be able to make yourself real out there, especially standing out in front of actual accreditation company, even the BBB for that matter, is if you're actually sitting there working a plan out to be creative about what your mother agency is doing. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything, and it only makes you look just as bad as these pathetic liars. And yes, it is a pathetic lie. Let me explain to you what the word pathetic means, because a lot of people, they put a negative dissertation to it. Yeah, I even used the wrong word. Causing or evoking pity, sympathetic, sadness, sorrow. In other words, they put a negative connotation to it, but in other words, it's really just a miserable, inadequate, sympathetic pity claim that is used in a lying way. That's literally what it is. That's what the word pathetic means. So it's not a negative connotation, even though that you might see it as, and how my tone of voice is. The reason my tone is the way it is because when I'm serious and I'm giving you tough love, I'm going to tell you like it is, because I'm usually the in the face type of person. You would know if I was in your face. Now, maybe not necessarily like in your face. There are some that could be that way, but like I'm in your face. I'm going to tell you how it is and what it is that is really happening. Now, you can sit there and either smack me in the face and then flip me something or two. That doesn't matter to me. But the thing of the matter is that the truth behind all of this is that the energy of a pathetic lie is really just a sympathetic pity call on specific things that might have happened that really did not happen. That's what a pathetic lie is. And I have been sitting in front of people for hours on end, even weeks. And that's all I would hear is just pathetic lies. They won't even sit down and try to figure out what SLMTA is. They rather just give and that's what I call them really excuses. But the thing is that, like that one character that was speaking to the supermodel, that's a pathetic lie, okay? But the things that were happening with me, I just call them pathetic excuses, because that's what they are. They're basically just a pity claim on things that they could even be happening. They could. Like, all this has happened to me in my life and all this, and I try to do that and I can't do that. And now you want to take this from me and I can't even pay that. And I just don't have time for this crap. I can't do this. I gotta go. I'm done. And the only piece that I really wanted to hear is, I can't handle this. I'm done. I'll have to see you the next time. And I would have been okay with it, because that's all you needed to tell me. But to sit there and believe me, I've been sitting there weeks on end about everything. It will be like, and I know when a person's faking it versus actually where they're feeling the pain and things like that too. The thing is that if you could be that good of an actor to do those things, to project your voice in a way where everything just seems like it's falling down on your earth and you're not able to do anything, it just irks me. It just means that it was just, consequently for me, it was just a whole lot of waste of time. Okay. So while some of you might be thinking that this was just a long hour and a half of ranting, what I'm actually doing is I am explaining to you what a scam is and who the real scam really is. It's not the agency, and for years on end, agencies have been to blame for major scams with pathetic liars. And a lot of the accreditation companies and things like that, without even fact checking anything, would just go ahead and believe these pathetic liars. And so it becomes more difficult for agency to do anything. And then everybody's just wickedly saying, oh, that's a scam, don't go to them. You know, if they're telling you it's money, don't go to them. Or if this is this, don't go to them and all that. The problem is that the average person don't know the difference between a actual education, like an actual program or coaching experience versus being bookable. And that's why we have what we call a Dreamers Division. We figured we would open that up. We hadn't given up completely on the wannabes. It's just that we have a different way of handling it because we're not going to sit there and confront a lot of the BS that's going on out there. And we are still willing to help you out, even if it is a lot of money. Believe me, I'm not saying that $9,000 is cheap, but I'm also not saying that I'm just going to lower it for one person just because of another. That's another thing that is tough love. You know, there are some folks out there that are actually my friend. That's beautiful. I like that. Okay. Yes, we have the friendship. That's nice. So I cannot take the friendship as weakness to what SLMTA is trying to do. And it goes for everyone. If you want to sign, I had a few that was like, well, I don't want to sign. I don't know if it's legit. And I didn't even ask for money. This is what the first time back when. Outside of a portfolio, but this person was actually bookable. And they're sitting there like, I don't want to sign. So instead of me sitting there listening to every single excuse in the book, where there were times where I was forced by others, where I had to sit there and listen to it. Okay. But there are other times where I made the choice. I was like, no, I'm not going to sit here and listen to this garbage. This doesn't make sense. So you actually want to help SLMTA grow? Or were you actually just trying to find something to just go add to everybody else's poor excuse? And that's basically what had happened. See, I'm very cautious, which is why I don't tell everybody everything. I think softly, and then I act as I go. So, you know, some people that are like this close to me, like they're actually, you know, I mean, outside of maybe my brothers and sisters, but outside of that, very good friends that I could be talking to this close to me, and they still don't even know exactly everything about SLMTA. And then you have those who actually think that they know everything about SLMTA, and they want to add their story to it to make it look like some kind of a scene that it's not, right? So that's why I'm here. I'm here to present to you guys that SLMTA does not run off of pathetic lies. We run on the truth, the real truth. We run with fact checking. Go ahead and fact check what we have going on when you see certain things, and then go ahead and figure all that stuff out. Don't sit there and like assume that you know everything about any kind of a company or even an industry that you may not even know about. Some of you guys are on my list. I'm pretty sure some of you are going to disappear after tonight, but that's okay. That just tells me who's in the game and who's not. But the truth of the matter is that there are some of you that come across me and you guys have an ego that is just way too big. It's just the ego by itself. Even if you were able to do something, I wouldn't do it. And the reason is because at some point there will be a breaking point. And that breaking point, I don't want to be involved with, not with a very crazy ego like that. You have to know how to knock your ego down. That's why there's a lot of harassment and things that go on, because when some of the guys think, oh, I'm very sexy, everybody could want me, right? And then you have some of the ladies that are the other way around, and they're trying to suit up the problems and then claim that the person was harassed. Oh yeah, we see everything. Believe me, I see every little single thing. We see the wannabes starting the issues, and we see the real issues of where they're starting from. The problem is not everybody is suited enough to figure out and do problem solving, and therefore they need that ability. That's a thing that I could do, but it costs a lot of money for me to even go and visit you to do an audit. It's like $1,500 per day, just travel. All right, but I will do it. The thing is that I'm more concerned about the real people in the industry. And that's actually just a fine line, because some people are confused and trying to figure out, well, what is real? Well, what is real are those who are actually doing regular business, to be honest, or they are being coachable. So yes, there are some that talk against some agencies saying, well, they're not a scam, but if you have a lot of money, they will work with you and they'll know you. But if you don't have money, they won't know you. That's a claim that can't be proven either way. Again, it's another way of a wannabe trying to scam somebody out of a good opportunity to be able to become something because they feel that they couldn't do it. So the one that had $4,000 that could do it would not do it, because the one that only had $1 in their pocket and was trying to get something for nothing could not do it. It's all about jealousy, envy, ego, all that stuff. And I'm here to tell you that you need to have the confidence. Now, I'm not saying that you have to spend $4,000. No. But with SLMTA, with our full education program, it's going to be a little bit more than that. But it's going to be a vigorous program. You're going to be learning what, especially the adults. Okay. You're going to be learning a whole lot that you normally would not learn. Now, what we have for the kids is we have two programs for the kids. We have one where we will actually construct homeschooling and see if it matches the government standards. Yes, we do have that, with an after-school program, vigorous program that gets them into the performing arts. And then we also have where if they are kids in school, then we have a program that starts at 6 and ends at 9 p.m. And it's on specific days. Okay. And it would be like an after school type of program. It's a little bit different because they learn a little bit differently from adults. But adults, it's a vigorous program. It's like you're taking in 4 years of college and putting it all into 1 year, but without all the textbooks and everything else. All right. Now, some classes you would need textbooks for, the other ones you wouldn't. And then there are workshops and all that. But when we have the workshop set up for you guys, because you're in Community Stars, they are free, and they're some programs they actually require you to have it. All right. So that means that you would have to do workshops and seminars. But for some programs, I think it's only one where you may only need to do one workshop or a seminar, one per quarter, which is every 12 months, or excuse me, every 12 weeks. But yes, that's how we have it set up. This year, we don't know what's going to happen. I think we're going to set up the Community Stars program and actually get it starting for the next year. But we are going to still set up the training programs that lead to MAAI. Why? Because we've already heard the excuses, but now I'm laying it all out on the table and letting you know that, and those of you that are signed with me, the only thing I could suggest for you is either A, you can try the Community Stars program and see how it works for you. Otherwise, yeah, you might be grandfathered in, but when that year ends from the time that you did sign, if you're going to sign with us again, you will be in the Dreamers division, because there's just no way I can't fake a person that hasn't done anything. I can put you out there, but I have to put you out there in the real class of what you are, not what you're not. Okay. And so if you're a dreamer, then I'm going to put you out there as a dreamer. Okay. That is being educated and coached. Now, with that being said, some of you guys will actually be able to participate in the MAAI programs when they start up in the next year for the 2022 convention. But if you don't sign up for the right programs, you just would not be able to get in. And also, we want to make sure that you're passing the right criteria to get in, because we don't want to that the agency, the convention, and the clients and everybody that is there looks at exactly what you're capable of doing. So if you're in that competition, then you need to show forth that you have been coachable and that you know what it is that you are doing and that you are ready to be there. Otherwise, it would be as easy as saying, all right, everybody just send me, a few $1,000s. So we'll sign you up next year once everything is set up. But I'm not doing it that way because, and I'm pretty sure even I would be told by them that it's not going to be as easy as that. Okay, so you need to be prepared. You need to be able to show not only that you're coachable through us. So you have to show us that you can be coachable. But with them, you have to show that you have a brand, that you're ready, that you're a regular ready to do regular work, not an irregular trying to do regular work. And you really are going to have to figure out what it's going to cost to be able to do the things that you want to do. Nobody's going to do nothing free. People were taking my weakness, or excuse me, taking my niceness for weakness. I had a few people, like, even to the point where I was like gonna pay their flight every time they got booked. No, I'm not doing that. You need to actually figure it out. I'm gonna give you the tough love right now. If you don't know how to figure it out, or this, it may not be for you. I can't go and say that every client is going to offer you free hotel wear or whatever, and flight. I can negotiate that into the contract. It might work one way, it may not work at all. It all really depends. But I cannot turn around and tell them what they should be doing. Our job is simply, it'd be no different than integrity with Amazon. Integrity cannot tell Amazon how and when they could pay someone, how often, and all this. All they can do is do the paperwork, send it in, and that is it. That's what an agency does. Point blank. We're not a bank. We're not going to sit here and pay everything that you would like us to pay. That's just sitting on another dream. You need to go and get yourself prepared and ready so that you can go ahead and go and get those jobs. Otherwise, it's not a job for you. All right. There's a few people on my roster that understand this. There's a few of them that they'll listen for 1 minute probably to this video, and then they'll be lucky if I'll even see them for a minute, because there are a few folks out there that they're just waiting for this message so that they can go ahead and say, see that? They're proving they're a scam, and I'm just here to tell you, I'm proving to you what a scam really is what I'm really doing, because I'm letting you know up front, okay, a real scam is to be deceived of. I'm not deceiving you. You have a choice. Yes, you do. And I'm not telling you that you have to do it now before it's gone either, because I know it won't ever be gone. Community stars will always be here, and there will always be room for someone. Now, the only thing that I will suggest is that there is a limitation on when you can sign up. But if you sign up after, you'll just get moved to the next year. That's all. Not necessarily that you cannot register. And then at that point, it will be like you have 2 years to actually pay for it. So, and that's another thing that I've even brought to the table that the board had suggested. If they don't want to do it this year and they are preparing for next year, then we can do the payments where they're set up for this year and next year. That way, then your deposit will still be the same, but your payments will be a lot less. Instead of like $500, $600 a month for 10 months, you'll have about 20 months to do the same thing. So we're willing to work with you based off of what our market price is for the vigorous programs that we have. But again, it's a service. It is a service that is not within the booking department of the agency, okay? And which is totally separate. It actually is. Even though it's connected to the agency, it's totally separate. Like when I talk to pros, they don't even know, well, unless I tell them, they don't even know about the Dreamers Division and Community Stars. Okay, so they're looking at it and they're like, okay, well, that's good. So you have an option to train new people. That's nice. Congratulations. That's basically what I get with a pro. How is it that pros can actually accept it and understand what I'm doing. But the average person, not, I mean, even the accreditation companies, you know, it confuses me a lot. But I wonder about that. Because some of the accreditation companies, they're like, they'll say you cannot have certain types of fees up front and all that. We're not selling upfront fees, and we know what that means. There are agencies out there that are saying that you have to take, like, for example, we cannot tell you that you can't sign with SLMTA. Now, there are agencies out there that will say, we have a brand, we know what we're doing, and we coach you first. You have to be coached first in order to even wear the name. Now, otherwise, you will not be promised to an end result. That may be true, but at the same time, you're also admitting that you're accepting someone to pay something in order to be seen. We're not doing that. But if you cannot be booked, it's not our fault. It just means that there's something there that you're lacking, and we need to figure it out. And we might offer you, do you want to take Community Stars? Yes, it's going to be a huge investment. I'd rather you sign with us for 2 years and get nothing and then finally get into Community Stars than for you to sit there and go into Community Stars realizing that nothing is going to work anyway. Because you'll get a couple of years in realizing whether or not something is going to happen. So yes, we still sign dreamers to an extent if we see the potential in you. So if you've been signed in that way, then congratulations, at least we're seeing something in you. But that doesn't mean that we are a scam because you've never gotten booked on anything. It just means that there is something, because we are releasing you to everywhere, but we are only giving the clients what you give us. So if it's nothing, then we have nothing to give them, okay? We can't give them something where you're laying on a pillow, smiling with makeup on your face and a filtered butterfly flying over your face with your boyfriend or whatever hugging you. We can't do that. It's got to be you, and it's got to be like some kind of perfection, just for success in your photo. And I've been giving everybody that signed up, at least the males that are signing up, 20 poses to work on. I'm still waiting, folks. Come on now. I'm still waiting. I'm not asking you for a dime right now, but what I'm saying is that if you sign with us for 2 years, right, and we do allow you to freelance. So if you could prove to me that you were able to freelance a job, you would have to anyway, because the agency needs to know about it. If you hadn't been telling the agency and you've been being booked and we found out about it, we would flag you and then we would be requesting the money. And at that point, yes, you would have a bill due to us, because we would actually find out from the client what everything was. So do not try to get around the agency and then use the agency as a name, like, yeah, I'm signed with so-and-so. I want you to understand that we would like to see the best happen for you. But then there are some of you who actually are not signed, but I'm actually still trying to give you the opportunity to sign, and there's every excuse in the book. Anything from my toe falling off to my arm loosened up and my eyes gouged out of my head. Oh, yeah. I've had, and I've even seen the other ones. Well, you know, I'm supposed to go here and I'm supposed to go there. And then they want me to fly me over there. And I ended up driving here. All kinds of stuff I've been told, just so that they could avoid signing with the agency. Now, of course, that's only every so often. I will chime in every so often for a minute and say, hey, how are you? Whatever, like, would you be interested? I had some that flat out said that they would just do it if it was face to face. Okay, that part I can somewhat understand, but you actually knew that it was a pandemic. So face to face was actually giving me the opportunity of you saying, no, you're not interested. That's basically what that had told me. But the more that you say you're not interested and the more that you're trying to put yourself out there to brand yourself and you don't have anything to brand with, you have a big, big issue. And it starts at the ego. And you have to accept that this is right. So you can hate me now, but love me later. All right. I've been down that rodeo. I know what I'm talking about when it comes to that. I'm still kind of learning that now. Like I'm trying to calm myself down on this whole fiasco. But the thing is I'm trying to explain to you how detrimental it is, which it's true. It's very detrimental to be allowing that. So if you want to sign, even if you, there are some folks that simply didn't want to sign because they didn't know if they were going to get booked. Well, how are you going to know if you're going to get booked if you don't sign? I'm not asking you for $100 to sign. It takes a minute. Now, okay, now I'm not forcing you guys to sign either, okay? And I want you guys to spend a week or two that actually read it and ask questions. Most people that did sign, that's what they did. And they pretty much understand the contract for the most part. Our contracts are very, very fluent to the industry as a whole. So you will be seeing that, but we will not own you as a singer just because you're a model. We don't do that either. We have separate contracts for separate things, and we do different things for different purposes. That's how it goes here at SLMTA. That's the legal way. That's the right way. That's the real way. That's the only way that I want it to happen. So I feel that SLMTA is going to be the last rodeo. Why? Because I'm pretty much laying it out that I've been around enough to know every single excuse in the book, and I rather deal with real people, even if it means that half of you are so sad about what I said tonight and would run away. Because it only helps me understand what is real and what is not. But SLMTA is basically the one thing that we could guarantee you is real business. But we have to be at a starting point. So some of you are afraid to sign. Again, this is an actual poor excuse. But some of you were actually afraid to sign just because you didn't know if you were going to get booked. That don't make any sense. And there's no way that you could claim any kind of scam on that. Unless you're trying to tell people that we robbed you of $3,000, well, then you have to prove it. Where's the paper trail on it? I don't have receipts on it. You know? And I know a fake logo versus a real logo. And if I found out that someone was using our logo, that's a patent clause. So be very careful with that, even if you were actually trying to defraud someone to try to prove it. Oh yeah, you think I don't know business? There are some folks that don't know business, some will just allow it and then they just ride the horse straight through. No, I'm not going to sit there and play the pity game, folks. There are some things I don't know, but this is one of them I do. All right. Do not try to fake SLMTA. It will not be allowed. So if you are interested and wanting to see your potential in booking, then yes, try a year with us and see how it works. If you think that you have that kind of talent that is available. The freelancers especially, if this is you, then yeah, let's see how it works. I'm not worrying about owning somebody. Agencies don't own nobody, in case if you wanted to know it. And if agencies are trying to own somebody, it's actually illegal. All right. I think that is it. I've calmed down. Oh, no, I'm kidding. I've been down. I'm all good. What I want to tell you for the remainder of tonight, last night I had a little bit of an issue. Tonight I'm going to try. If it doesn't work, then you know why. But I want to do a 1 hour motivation, which is literally a time of prayer, dedication, what have you. And then overnight, I'm going to just allow music to be playing. And you guys could comment and discuss what is hurting you. I will go ahead and make sure that I carry those into prayer and into my meditation. This is not a Facebook thing. This would be a SL Models and Talent Agency thing that is happening. So you want to be subscribed for this new thing. Also, YouTube will be the only source for our primetime shows on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays as well. Our YouTube channel is actually growing a lot faster than I anticipated. The only shows that we are going to be doing where Facebook will be involved will be these night interactions. And the reason is because we want more people to go into YouTube, because we have big festivals, virtual festivals, big voting contests and things like that coming up. And we need to get you used to getting off of Facebook and getting to YouTube to find us. So find us on SLM. Yeah, listen to me. Find us on SL Models and Talent Agency, LLC. It's the gold icon with the red ring around it. Okay. I'm going to try it again tonight and see if it works. If it doesn't work, I'm going to try the new sound system then tomorrow and play around with it then. Because I really, really would like this to happen. So again, this would be a time where there is live chat. You could come on and chat. I'm not going to be on. It's just going to be rolling. It's a rolling basis, but I will be seeing the prayers or the requests or things like that in it. And you will be able to, provide those there. Okay. Also, just enjoy the music. We're going to be doing uncopyrighted YouTube related music that will be shown live on the YouTube channel. Okay. And that is what we plan to do. And that will start within probably the next hour. I got to get everything set up and ready for that. And then I hope that you all enjoy it. If you have any questions about tonight's video, you can put them in the comment section down below and I'll be glad to answer them. Until then, have a very blessed evening.